video game that is shattering sales records.
That is to say the least.
The game made almost $1 billion in sales in just the first 24 hours.
Never has there been an opening like this in the entertainment industry.
Look at this line, bruh.
Let's go. First one.
We got it, guys. Oh my gosh, yes. I don't even have to say Grand Theft Auto 5, we have it in our hands. Oh yeah.
Los Santos, a sprawling metropolis full of self-help gurus, starlets, and fading celebrities struggling to stay afloat in an era of economic uncertainty and cheap cable TV. Sounds just like real life.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
There's a few games that you play throughout your life that create a feeling that surrounds them. A bottled up moment in time in your life. That feeling you try and chase when you play newer games, but you can never really recreate it. Maybe it's shrouded in nostalgia, but you all know what I mean. You wake up and you just want to play the game all day long until you go to sleep, and then rinse and repeat. Well, hopefully you rinse. You know when that game's the only thing that's on your mind, it's all you can think about. For me, 2011, 2012 was the first time, with a little known game called Minecraft. Me and my friend would hop on a public server and we'd build a whole hotel out of coloured wool, and then we'd invite players on the server to come into the hotel and give them a lever so they could go to their hotel room and activate an iron door so they could actually get into the room. The whole creativity and freedom of the game hooked me in instantly. Now here we are a decade later with people bringing live chickens to the Minecraft movie. There was also 2015 with Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the golden era of CS in my opinion. I'd sit at my PC for hours every single day watching pro Counter-Strike. I'd be opening cases, I'd be trying to get the best skins that I could, trying to increase my comp rank. It was literally a full-blown addiction. Still to this day, it is my most played Steam game by a mile. Sure, a lot of bad decisions were made on that game, but it's still a time I look back on fondly. But above all, in 2013, one game left more of an impact on me than any other. Grand Theft Auto 5. I was 13 years old when Grand Theft Auto came out, and I vividly remember being trapped in school, hardcore clock watching, so I could race home and play a game that was by no means appropriate for a 13-year-old. But man, it was hook, line, and sinker. I remember opening the game box and pulling open that paper map as my jaw dropped at the sheer size, then loading into the world and having the freedom of Los Santos sat on my screen. Now sure, I played open world games before. I loved Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I dabbled in Far Cry 3. And of course, I played little bits of GTA 4, but this was something different. The world was so vibrant, it felt lively. Driving around in stolen cars, prowling past the hustle and bustle of the street gangs, then heading to Vespucci Beach and riding my bike down the seafront past numerous civilians. Then 2 minutes later, you're in the dusty bars of Sandy Shores. I mean, I felt a personal connection to that map, and I'm sure I speak for a lot of people my age when I say that everybody has that map memorized to some degree. Los Santos was certainly its own fourth main character in GTA 5, and everything Rockstar was serving up, I was eating. And of course we all know what happened with GTA 5. It went on to break a bunch of records, it had critical success, players loved it. It was fair to say it was a huge cultural moment in gaming and pop culture as a whole. It had firmly cemented itself not only in Rockstar's portfolio, but as one of the best video games ever made. Today it sits at the top of the list as the highest grossing media product of all time. And over the decade and a bit that it's been out, people have played the shit out of it and still do. It is certainly a cornerstone in gaming. But no matter how great a title is, after a game has been out for 8, 9, 10 years, people start to crave more. That want for something new. Heck, I mean, it's more relevant than ever in our current landscape of gaming. Games are so disposable now. There's a new FIFA and a new NBA that comes out every single year. COD seems to come out every year now. And Assassin's Creed comes out every Wednesday, I guess. I don't know. I stopped playing after Black Flag, okay? I've completely lost track. But yeah, games have lifespans. At least for the majority of the player base anyway. It's only human nature that after a while, people start to ask, hey, so, when's the next one coming out? Even with games as big as GTA 5. Now, of course, I know there was a little game that Rockstar dropped in 2018, but let's just save that for later, shall we? Let's just put it on a shelf for now. Well, in 2022, something started to stir. a whisper, a thought that had always been in the back of people's minds, an urban legend some might say. We started to see a shift, a whisper in the wind, a tale in the breeze. People started to talk about GTA 6. Well, in September of 2022, something unexpected happened. 90 alleged videos of GTA 6 leaked on a forum uploaded by a user called Teapot Uber Hacker, and as you can imagine, it spread like wildfire. The footage appeared to be very early alpha gameplay of GTA 6 pulled directly from Rockstar's side, and may I add, even in alpha, the game looked impressive. And just like that, everyone had turned their sights onto GTA 6, analysing every little frame of the leaks, discussing if they were even real. Was this the first glimpse we had of the next GTA title? Well, after scrambling to remove any trace of the footage online, on September 19th, 2022, Rockstar put all speculation to rest with a Twitter post that, in short, said yes, the leaks are real, we don't like how it happened, but we are going to create a game that truly exceeds your expectations. Now, despite being the coldest corporate release I've maybe ever read, whether it was intentional or not, Rockstar had just dumped a mountain of fuel onto the GTA 6 fire. Everybody wanted something. A crumb of officially released gameplay footage, a poster, a map, a release date, something. Well, Rockstar did what they do best. Stayed silent. Nothing for an entire year until the 8th of November 2023 rolls around, and under a little tweet celebrating the company's 25th anniversary, a message from Rockstar's president, Sam Houser. We are very excited to let you know that in early December, we will release the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto. We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with all of you. Not only was it the most liked gaming related tweet on the platform, but it was something. A flicker, a light at the end of the tunnel, a breadcrumb on the trail to the next Grand Theft Auto title. Okay, so early December. But how early? As the calendar clicked across the first few days of the month, nothing. Then out of nowhere, a second Rockstar bombshell hits the timeline. Trailer 1, Tuesday, the 5th of December, 9 AM Eastern Time. Rockstar had everyone eating out the palm of their hands. It was official. It was final. The first official glimpse at Grand Theft Auto 6. And as promised, like clockwork, on the 5th of December, Trailer 1 drops. The sprawling Miami coastline, the detail of its citizens, the mockery of the real world, the detail of the items in the store, 2 new protagonists, Jason and Lucia, social media feeds, the fact that if you watch the trailer backwards it arguably makes more sense. It was so unapologetically Rockstar. It was so new. It shot me straight back to 2012 when the GTA 5 trailer came out and I clicked play and got a glimpse of that world that we were all waiting to see. GTA 6's trailer 1 definitely increased the hype for the game to a whole new level. It was our first official look at the game, a glimpse into what we had to expect, something to talk about and analyse. And we also had this rough release window, coming 2025. We didn't know when in the year, but we knew that 2025 was the year for GTA 6. An exciting concept in itself. We had time to prepare ourselves. It was confirmed. That was until the 2nd of May, during the creation of this video, that Rockstar shot us straight back down to earth again with a tweet where they announced that GTA 6 is now coming out on the 26th of May, 2026. Okay, so the game got delayed. And it probably wasn't much of a surprise to most people. We all saw it coming. We expected a delay. And sure, it's disappointing that we don't get to experience GTA this year, but honestly, I wasn't as fazed by the delay as much as I thought I would be. I'm sure I speak for a lot of people when I say that I just want to play the best possible version of GTA 6. And if that means a slight delay, then so be it. Think about it this way, right? Rockstar have taken a game that was already going to be incredible and delayed it so that they can make it even more mind-bending. In my view, that isn't a negative. Sure, it's a little bit extra time to wait in anticipation for GTA 6, but we've all waited 12 plus years for the game anyway, so what does a few months add? So after the news of the delay, the mood surrounding GTA was somber. There was a sadness in the air. We had to wait a little bit longer for GTA 6. And plus, this was Rockstar. How long would we have to wait for our next piece of news? Well, on May the 6th, just 4 days after the delay, Rockstar, quite literally out of nowhere, dropped GTA 6 Trailer 2. And boy, was it something?
I'm here for Lucia Caminos.
I mean, this trailer blew the first one out of the water. We got to see more into the lives of Jason and Lucia. Jason Duval, an ex-military man seemingly living out in the Leonida Keys. And with his love interest, Lucia Caminos, who's just got out of serving a stint in prison, they plan for a new life together, new beginnings, as they jet off on their crime-filled, action-packed adventure through Vice City. We saw more of the map, its environments, the vehicles, the locals, Lucia's ass. The trailer had a bit of everything. And of course, there is one thing from trailer 2 that people are focusing on more than anything. No, not Lucia's arse. The sheer detail of the game. Even between trailer 1 and trailer 2, the game looked unreal. Photorealism, all captured on a regular PS5 with equal mixes of gameplay and cutscenes. The obscene levels of detail on the clothing, the skin texture, the lighting, the ray trace reflections in the wing mirror and rear mirror, on Jason's glasses, bubbles in the beer, the fact that the 9 button on his cash register is more worn than the others because it would have been pressed the most. It was immense. When this trailer dropped, I had just gotten in the shower. There I stood, butt-ass naked. I just turned the water on. I pull out my phone to find a video to watch whilst I'm in the shower, and there in my sub box, it sat. GTA 6 Trailer 2, 4 minutes ago. I instantly clicked on it and sent the link to my friends in Discord and hopped out of the shower, sopping wet, and stood in my bathroom, fully naked, and watched the trailer. That's right, the first time I watched this trailer, my wang was out. And judging by how good the game looks, this won't be too dissimilar to when I actually play it. And not only did Rockstar just release Trailer 2, that alone was incredible, they also introduced this new website that allows you to explore Vice City and beyond, and it is packed with content. Arguably, more content than the trailer. Now, if I sat here and single-handedly analysed every single crumb of content on that website, by the time this video is out, the game would also be out. But honestly, go and do yourself a favour. Go and explore that website and see what it has to offer. Man, the content was insane. Hundreds of screenshots, a summary of the game plot, character introductions, new artwork, the various areas of the map, and the new state of Leonida, Rockstar's play on Florida. The Leonida Keys, where we might have seen Jason at the start of the trailer with its lush tropics, the grass rivers, the humid marshland and mangroves infested with gators, Port Gellhorn, a seemingly more rural, redneck part of the map with dingy motels and rugged, sleazy locals, Ambrosia, a smoggy industrial complex with its own biker gang, Mount Caliga, a lush nature getaway on the state's border where a lot of hunting and fishing seems to take place. Every screenshot you look at on the site is packed with detail in the foreground and in the background. Wrinkles on elderly NPC's skin, hair on the arms, sunburn, faded digits on Jason's watch, sand stuck to the feet of people walking on the beach, grime and wear on various surfaces. We also see extra details on the site that give us more context to the trailer. At the start of the trailer, we're introduced to Brian as he's asking Jason for rent.
Just go get me my chicks!
Then later on, we see Brian's Boatworks and Marina. Then on the site, we're introduced to Brian Heder, who I can only assume is this same Brian from the Boatworks. And the warehouses seem to look the same. We also see this logo on Jason's clothing throughout the screenshots. This was such a clever approach from Rockstar when it came to Trailer 2. They gave us enough content to soak in, showed off their hard work, but showed off nothing major. There's still plenty more questions, if not even more questions than there was before. They're drip feeding us content, stringing us along to keep the conversation of GTA 6 going. Then they gave us this new site packed with content so that we could cross-reference our own information from the trailer, allowing each of us to do our own investigation into the content that Rockstar has given us, which makes you feel so much more invested into the release of the game. And of course, fuels speculation. But you all know this. It's only the most anticipated game maybe ever. No, literally, it won the most anticipated game at the Game Awards.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
And the Golden Joystick Awards.
Most wanted game.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
But not only is GTA 6 a game that we're all excited for, it's gaming's biggest moment. We've all seen it with GTA 5. People have grown up with that game. Now GTA 6 is the metaphorical baseball flying through the air at breakneck speeds, ready for that home run hit. And there is only one team in the driver's seat. The team clutching that baseball bat tightly, ready to hit the game-winning pitch. Arguably, the star of this video, Rockstar Games. And let me just tell you, Rockstar don't miss. No company does it like Rockstar, in my opinion. You know what I spoke about earlier about developers pumping out games that have tiny lifespans and just get shoved to the side to be completely forgotten about? Slop. Well, Rockstar does the complete opposite. Rockstar don't just make games, they craft games, going through with a fine-tooth comb and injecting detail into places that you didn't even realise needed it. Lurking in silence, sat in the dark, then they release games when they are ready, not us. Sometimes I'll get excited for the concept of GTA 6, this new game with a shiny new huge open world, and then I realise that Rockstar are developing it and I get a whole new layer of excitement over the top. One thing's for certain, if there's any studio to handle this game, Rockstar are the ones to do it. GTA 6 is in good hands, and it arguably couldn't come at a better time. Rockstar will sit silent, work in the dark, and then release a game that is one of the most mind-blowing experiences you will ever have in a video game. And that brings us back to this. Let's dust it off the shelf, shall we? After GTA 5, 5 years after release, Rockstar released their next big title, a sequel to their 2010 title, and we were given Red Dead Redemption 2. Do I even need to say any more? Earlier, when I spoke about games that create that feeling, I said that maybe it's just shrouded in nostalgia. But what if that feeling creates nostalgia? That's what Rockstar does. Rockstar is the only company that when they release a title, I just regress to that level of childhood excitement. The release of Red Dead 2 had me sat eagerly waiting on my staircase for the delivery man to push my copy of the game through the letterbox, except this time I was 18 years old and not 13, and it was a little bit weirder. But eventually, my copy arrived, I slid the disc into my PS4, and nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to play. This entire game felt like a movie. A full engine rework, the graphics, the weather, how the snow would fall off the trees or realistically move when you walk through it, the fact that my horse's balls would shrink depending on the temperature, the fact that NPCs would hit bolts into the railways and they would actually move, or they would cut their food and the knife would actually slice through it. I could talk about this game alone for hours. You can stand still at any point when you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and just be in sheer awe of the beauty of the game. And as I would head off on my horse to find the most scenic part of the map that I would stand and fish for hours. And as I'd unlock this new form of meditation, I remember thinking to myself, Rockstar, you bastards, you've done it again. Whenever you think you've seen it all with Rockstar, they reach deep in their hat and pull out a groundbreaking work of art in video game form. And honestly, I think the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 was pivotal for Rockstar. It was the first time since GTA 5 that everybody had stepped back and looked at Rockstar's work and were mind blown. It was like they were almost showing off, like they were showing us a glimpse into what they had prepared for GTA 6. But what if they actually were doing that? Take the concept of GTA 6. Now take the experience of playing Red Dead 2 for the first time. The graphics, the engine, the immersion, bottle all of that up, and then just sprinkle it over GTA 5. Now that is an exciting concept. I mean, who knows if that's the case? None of us know, right? I mean, that's what Rockstar wants. I mean, there's plenty of speculation about GTA 6 online, and we'll explore that more in depth a little bit later on in the video. But honestly, the speculation is half the fun. Jack Sather made a great video on his dream version of GTA 6, where he reminisces back to nostalgic times of GTA 4, where him and his friends would hold up a Cluckenbell and fight off the police for hours. And it's just that. Everyone has their own experience with Rockstar Games, in the same way that everyone has a dream version of GTA 6 in their mind. I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that I've sat in Discord calls with my friends until 2 AM and bounced ideas back and forth about what we want to see in GTA 6. I mean, I certainly remember doing it with Red Dead Redemption 2. I'd sit and think about the hundreds of cool features I wanted to see in the game. Then eventually, when the game released, it had all the features that I wanted, additional features, and some features that I'd never even dreamt that would be in the game. That's where Rockstar shines. They take a game and create an experience that truly exceeds your expectations. Rockstar certainly thrives off of speculation. I mean, it's a tactic, right? I mean, honestly, it makes sense. It benefits Rockstar to stay as quiet as possible. The less they say, the more speculation there is online, and therefore, basically, the more advertising. They're trying to keep that conversation of GTA 6 going. Me personally, I kind of like the tactic. I mean, I see people online begging for more GTA 6 trailers. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Rockstar fanboy. I want to see the game as much as everybody else. But think, the less Rockstar shows you, the more you can experience in-game. I mean, it's quite clever, really. When you know that you have the biggest game ever made on your hands, do you really need to advertise it? You know that people are excited for it. They do all the advertising for you. All you have to do is take a step back, say nothing, and let everybody speculate about the game. It's almost like we are Rockstar's main form of advertising, at least until closer to the release date, a pawn in their game to promote GTA 6. But with that said, we can always huddle around and have a little discussion about what we want to see in the game, right? Feed right into Rockstar's hype train. What's my dream version of GTA 6? I hear none of you ask. Well, lucky for us, and for Rockstar, as good as it is, GTA 5 has a lot to build on. I mean, it was released in 2013, so why don't we take a small trip down GTA 6 lane and have our own little GTA 6 hype train where we discuss some features that would be cool to see in the game. Except, I can't hear you guys through the camera. So, maybe you can comment. First off, interiors. Now, much like Jack mentioned in his video, I too remember playing GTA 4 with my friends and using Cluckenbell as the stage for my 6-star crime show. I always remember wishing that there was more restaurants or buildings to explore in GTA 5 you could just walk into and have a look around. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 did it so well, dipping into lively bars, being surrounded by tipsy cowboys, or walking into grocery stores and individually picking items off the shelves to put in your bag to escape the world for a while before you head back off on your adventure. The towns in Red Dead 2 felt so alive. An addition of more interiors is an instant way to make your game feel more lively. And honestly, there is no better feeling in a game than when you're walking around exploring the map and you see a door and you think to yourself, now is that going to open? And you walk up to it, push it, and there's a whole interior to explore. It just makes the world feel so dense and exciting, like you personally have discovered something new. And then in the same vein, there is nothing worse than when you see a door in a game and you think there's going to be a cool interior, and then you walk up to it and it's just a 2D texture or a locked door that leads absolutely nowhere. And already Trailer 2 has certainly shown us a glimpse to the densely packed interiors of the clubs and bars dotted around Leonida, with individual items packed with realism. It'll be exciting to see how different locations change depending where on the map you are. There's also hints of numerous minigames from previous GTA games that really will help to flesh out the world. And it seems that Rockstar is stressing the variety of different backgrounds and personalities of its civilians, and I have no doubt that the buildings they spend most of their time in will only reflect this. I mean, the first thing anybody wants to do when you get your hands on a new Grand Theft Auto title is explore the vastness of the map. A couple of years back, I tried GTA RP for the first time with a couple of friends, and honestly, after a few hours of playing, it made me fall in love with GTA 5 all over again. Just the addition of new modded in buildings to the map, or businesses that players had opened, made the game feel so much more exciting, and I think it was something that the base version of GTA 5 maybe lacked. And just briefly touching on GTA RP, of course it's got bigger than ever in recent years, with platforms like Twitch and their streamers promoting the game to a whole new audience. It's almost like GTA RP had become an extension of the base game, a new breath of life, and honestly, it was exciting to see that Rockstar understood the importance of RP, because during the development of GTA 6, they just went ahead and bought 5M, the leading platform that hosts GTA RP. It was great to see that a developer as big as Rockstar had given a small nod, an acknowledgement to the community on how important GTA RP was. So I think that'll be really fun to see how RP feeds into GTA 6, and I don't even want to start to think about the possibilities. Wildlife. Something we certainly got small glimpses of in GTA 5. Whether it was a stray cat walking down the street, or a civilian walking their dog, or a deer running across the road, or the occasional cow in a field. Sure, it was there, but it wasn't really there. Then on the other hand, you have Red Dead 2, where the wildlife was on steroids. Hundreds of species of animals to collect, kill, skin, hunt. It was an integral piece to the gameplay experience and the Wild West world. I mean, whether it's a tinfoil hat concept, going back to the idea that Rockstar were using Red Dead 2 to practice for GTA 6, here, it kind of does make sense. I mean, take the US for example, a country that has 7 different climates. Then take Miami, a city in Florida where GTA 6 is based, known for its scorching heat and beautiful beachfronts, while still having its swampy marshlands and gator-infested waters. And golf courses, it seems. I think it's a safe prediction to say that GTA 6 should have hunting in it, and Rockstar, Please add a fishing mechanic to GTA 6. Let me get in my car and drive down to the beachfront and cast my line into the ocean and fish for hours like I did on Red Dead 2. Now, whether the rumour's true or not, I think it would make sense of Rockstar stretching their legs with different terrains and wildlife in preparation for GTA 6. I mean, we've seen plenty of wildlife in the trailer alone, and I think it's something that the game will truly benefit from. An instant injection of energy. I feel like one of the huge metrics that we judge video games on today is how realistic they look, how realistic they feel, how realistic the mechanics are, and how immersive they are. I think it's pretty obvious that we have mastered games looking realistic from a graphical standpoint. And don't get me wrong, I love realism as much as the next fella, but I think with GTA 6, you want a nice mix. Enough realism as to where the game is still fun. Let's take Red Dead 2 for example, as I've been comparing. You kill an animal, you skin it, you put the carcass and the hide on the back of your horse, then you have to manually transport it into town where you sell it. You can only carry one carcass at a time. Then you have to kneel down in front of the fire and cook the meat and then sit and eat it. It works great for the Red Dead 2 gameplay experience. It makes the game feel completely immersive and engaging. But then, on the other hand, Arthur can carry more fish than is humanly possible. Because you know why? Nobody wants to start fishing, catch one fish, then have to put it in a bag, transport it to town, sell it, just to come all the way back, to catch another one, to repeat the process over and over again. You have to change the mechanics to allow realism to still let the game be fun. Seeing more realism in the GTA franchise is something I don't think players would turn their nose up at, but it has to be done right. Something I see people discussing a lot is the weapon wheel in GTA 6. Something new that Rockstar introduced in Red Dead 2 was the idea of the horses. Not only being your companion, but almost as a hub to store weapons and skinned animals or hides, whilst also being your means to navigate the game world. And sure, there could be a mechanic in GTA 6 where you have to manually load all your weapons into the trunk of a car, then drive it where you want to go, and then manually take out only 2 weapons that can realistically fit on your character, and we might see glimpses of that in missions, or just in the game in general. Who knows? But for me personally, whilst ridiculous, the GTA weapon wheel is inherently GTA. A game that doesn't take itself seriously. Half the fun of running away from the cops and fending them off is shooting one with a rifle, then going close range and shooting one with a shotgun, then pulling out a pistol and using the last few bullets, then pulling out an RPG and shooting down a helicopter. It's what makes GTA, GTA. Plus, in a game literally named Grand Theft Auto, unlike Red Dead 2 where you meet your horse pretty early on and bond with it throughout the game, in GTA, you are constantly swapping vehicles. So how would that work? If you had all of your weapons in one car and then you switch to another, would you have to manually move all your weapons across? Would they automatically move across? Nobody would want to be lugging their weapons from one car to another constantly every time you needed to steal a vehicle to get around. Not only would it be tedious, but it would ruin the entire flow of the game. And what happens if your car gets blown up? Do you just lose all of your weapons? I guess the point I'm trying to make is that realism has a place in video games. You want realism that's implemented in a way that the game feels immersive and still fun. It moves the game forward or aids it in a visual way, while still being able to pull back on some of that realism to allow fun to slip in. And that's not a bad thing. I want to see realism in GTA's weather, in its graphics, in its NPCs that come in different shapes and sizes and lead different lives and have their own lives, or maybe NPCs that you can interact with. And I'm sure that we've seen plenty of that in the trailer already. Oh yeah, and Rockstar. As silly as it is, if my car looks like this, I wouldn't be that mad if you didn't allow it to drive. Rockstar developer Ben Hinchcliffe, when asked about GTA 6, was quoted saying that every element of the game moved forward in terms of feeling more realistic and people acting and behaving more realistically. He added, "I think people will be amazed and that the realism will blow people away." There's also the idea of brand new features that we've never seen in a GTA title either. The idea of a fully fleshed out day-night cycle with actual days that advance as the week goes on, and different things could happen on those different days. Imagine the Miami Strip being completely dead on the weekday, and then as the weekend rolls around, the clubs are teeming with civilians. Or certain shops being open on certain days or closing at certain times of the day, so you have to get there at a certain time in the game. Or there's been mention of the idea of roads being worn down, and then teams of road workers come and fix the roads roads or service the rest of the city. That stuff is golden. Or think about the police force. I mean, we know that the police AI is going to be way better than GTA 5, but imagine if they arrest civilians, handcuff them, manually put them into the van, then they go to the station, get processed, and then you see them on the news. I mean, it might be far-fetched, but even a little glimpse of this would be super cool to see. Say you're driving through the city and you see a crime happen or a car crash, and then a few hours later in the game you hear about it on the radio. Stuff like this does seem like a far-flung concept, but the idea of it being in the game would be genuinely insane. And we've also seen glimpses of these new social media feeds in the game. I mean, how does this work? Can you post whenever you want? Do civilians randomly like your posts? Do you gain followers? Does anything you post affect the game? And how are the vehicles and their customizations going to work? I mean, cars and vehicles are such a massive part of GTA. Is there going to be vans that you can mod out to store weapons in? Is there going to be full interior customization where you can change the leather of the seats and the dashboard? Honestly, there is so many possibilities. And not to mention the content that Rockstar has actually given us in the form of 2 trailers and screenshots dotted across the website. And trust me, there is many small details in this content that offer up even more questions and potential features that are spawned off the back of said content. At the start of trailer 2, we noticed that Jason has a bit of a beard going on. Then later in the trailer, he's got stubble. Same in the screenshots. In this photo, Jason's hair is so long that I didn't even realise it was him at first. In my eyes, this is a pretty clear indication of hair and facial hair growth, similar to what we saw with Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, the barbershops in GTA 5 were pretty pointless after you'd chosen a style that you liked, not to mention the magical feature of being able to grow hair from nowhere. And in Red Dead 2, when you cut your hair, Rockstar introduced a growth tonic that allowed your hair to grow back faster. Will we see something like that in GTA 6, or will we still have that arcadey feature where you can just grow hair from nowhere? We also noticed from the trailer that Jason is not only jacked, but is seen working out on the beach with weights as he bench presses plates. We also see Lucia fighting in a martial arts gym. Is that a hint of the introduction of being able to lift weights to improve your physique like we did in GTA San Andreas? And in said shot of Lucia in the gym, we see that she's wearing these sort of wireless AirPods. I guess they'd be called fruit pods or air fruits. Now, is this just decorative, or will we potentially be able to play music from the radio wherever we are on the map? I also noticed that in this shot of Jason walking through the store, we see a man stood at a lottery stand. Is this suggesting that there'll be an in-game lottery system that you can potentially win to pad the pockets of Jason and Lucia? Now, of course, we've covered the various wildlife throughout the trailers and the screenshots, but there's also glimpses of owned animals in the trailers. There's a Doberman seen here. Jason and Lucia have a pet snake. This NPC has a lizard with a crown on their shoulder. Is there any chance that we're going to see a more fleshed out pet system in GTA 6, similar to what we did with Franklin and Chop in GTA 5? Sure, pets could definitely get in the way of gameplay, so it might be a bit of a stretch, but it could be an idea for a recreational activity in between missions when you're just free roaming. But this is what I mean. Rockstar has given us so much to speculate and have fun with without revealing too much. And I will admit, going into GTA 6, I was a little bit worried that I'd have too strong of an attachment to GTA 5, a game I've grown up with, a game that I love, my attachment to Michael, Trevor and Franklin as characters. But after seeing the execution of trailer 2, and this brand new website with just enough content that imagination can come in and fill the gaps, I honestly could not be more hyped for GTA 6. And after seeing more of Jason and Lucia in trailer 2, I'm excited to dive into that dynamic between the two and explore the story. And this concept of two of the protagonists being in a romantic relationship is something we've never seen in a GTA game, and I think it'll be a really interesting dynamic to see how the relationship changes and unfolds as the story goes on. Not to mention better, more realistic driving, more fleshed out hand-to-hand combat, and of course, a better strip. Now, as Rockstar leaves us metaphorically drifting through the vast ocean, waiting for whatever they choose to drop next, whilst it is fun to speculate about GTA 6, trust me, I am far from the only one. Slip on your tinfoil hats, boys and girls, because let me introduce you to the world of GTA 6 conspiracy theorists. Now, of course, whenever there's a huge game that's being released, there's always going to be speculation, rumours, news, but I have seen nothing to the level of GTA 6. We may have had Christmas Day on the 25th of December last year, but ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, there was another important day on that week. The 27th of December, the day that the entire internet speculated that trailer 2 of GTA 6 was gonna release. It was full blown, there was 27s everywhere. People were breaking down images from Rockstar devs on Twitter and adding up every single number in the photo to see which ones equaled 27. The body cams in the trailer. Well, I remember waking up on the 27th of December, which coincidentally is my girlfriend's birthday. I woke up, turned to her, pushed her to the side, and then went to my PC and sat and refreshed the Rockstar YouTube channel all day in hopes to see trailer 2. That is a joke. Or is it? Well, regardless, there was nothing. Of course there wasn't. Again, it's the speculation. It's Rockstar's tactic. They had all of social media getting hyped for a trailer 2 that didn't even exist. Rockstar said nothing about it. They didn't even have to lift a finger and the whole world was talking about their game. When GTA 6 does eventually drop, I am pulling a Batman. I will disappear. You guys won't see me. Hell, maybe I'll even retire. My friends won't see me. My family won't see me. I am giving myself permission to rot. GTA 6 will be a moment in gaming. It will be the biggest moment in gaming that we will see for a very, very long time. And whatever Rockstar has in store for us, you can ensure one thing. They will create a game that truly exceeds your expectations. And when Rockstar chooses to open that door on day of release, you can bet that I'll be there along with the rest of the world, sat in front of my TV like I did when I was 13 years old, ready to get lost all over again in Grand Theft Auto 6. And with all of that said, goodbye.